Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Studio and Merry Christmas! This is very exciting. It does not feel like Christmas in a way. This year's been so crazy, and I'm really excited for the new year to turn around. But I wanted to give a Christmas video out to you guys, and I thought, why not do the new When Hope Calls Christmas movie, A Country Christmas, that just launched last week? You know how much I love When Calls the Heart, and I think I mentioned that When Hope Calls I liked too the first season. So when I heard they were coming out with a Christmas movie, I was overjoyed, especially after hearing the news that Lori Loughlin, who played Abigail Stanton, is going to be in it. Let me just say she did a fantastic job, but I'll get to that in a second. So this is kicking off season 2, and this is like a 2-part premiere pretty much, and then the rest of the season is going to come out in 2022 sometime. So yeah, this was really good. I gotta say that. I think this is what I want to see in the When Calls the Heart world. Like, I feel like season 8 was such a mess, and after watching this, I realized this is what When Calls the Heart needs to be. This Christmas special was so mature in the sense they didn't put all their time on love triangles. In fact, there was none at all. We got character development from pretty much everyone. We got emotional stories. We got emotional moments. Some that have captured my heart. It's been a long time since When Calls the Heart has done that for me. So I thought this episode and this 2-parter in particular is really what I want to see from this franchise moving forward. So first of all, Abigail is back, and Lori Loughlin did a great job in this 2-parter. I really hope that she comes back to do more episodes, and I really want her to eventually come back to When Calls the Heart, but this is a good place for her to be right now. I think her and Lillian work well together, and she's not replacing Grace in the sense that, sure, Lily and Grace have such a good connection, but I think Abigail is also really good with kids, and it also sends her, because, I think Abigail, she had a heart for troubled kids too, like Cody and his sister, and I think it worked this time around to see, it worked to see her in the position of running the orphanage, and I think it could work that way in the future, especially if Grace is staying in London with Chuck. And the news is that they are married and they're living there, which is pretty exciting. I remember shipping them a lot in season 1. They had such great chemistry, so I'm glad that they're back and they're married. Okay, so pretty much we have this new boy named Roy who arrives at the orphanage, and he does not have any family. He's jumped around from orphanage to orphanage, and he's really struggling to fit in. He runs off at one point. He yells at Lillian another time. And they really, all of them have to help him feel welcome there. And it really isn't until they get him the pony and they all wish for Roy to get a pony until he actually feels welcome. And by the end, that's what happens. But I thought that was actually a really sweet story. I thought the actor did a great job from not speaking, and then the moments that we got with him saying, she keeps saying everything's going to be okay when it's not, and Abigail saying, when you're facing rough times, that's what you want to think. You want to think positive. It's called faith. And I thought, wow, Abigail, if only you could give Elizabeth this type of advice at When Calls the Heart season 8. How I wish that could be the case, but nope. But like I said, Abigail is definitely really good with the kids. Okay. So also what I want to say here is I love how what was his name? What is his name? I completely Gabriel. I loved how he played football with the kids and was able to bond with them. I think that's really sweet too. I think I love how there's so many people who care for the orphanage and who are really good with kids and they want to support them. I think that's really good. And then Lillian and Gabriel are kind of have like a romance going on here in the movie too. He's kind of debating whether or not to reveal his feelings for her. He does by the end, and they do share a kiss, so I guess that means they'll be a couple. I do think these two, I think at When Calls the Heart, there's the whole thing, Mountie and school teacher have to be together, and I think that was a little flawed, that statement there, which it would kind of make more sense for Elizabeth to be with Lucas because it's different. However, here I think it works that Lily gets with a Mountie because I think what Jack says, I'll talk about him in a second, kind of makes sense for the two to get together. But yeah, Abigail has a dream where she meets with Jack again. I knew Daniel Listing was coming to reprise the role. I do wish we got more of it, but this was a really sweet moment that actually got me tear-eyed. Close to crying when I was actually watching. I watched it back again, and that was when the tears came. I just miss. I miss Jack so much. I do. I really wish he could have stayed on, and we didn't have to deal with this love triangle nonsense. But here we are, and I'm glad he came back to do the role. I thought that was such a touching moment. Both Lori Loughlin and Daniel Liston killed the moment, and it really felt like Jack was there, and him saying, "Tell Elizabeth that I'm happy she's moving on with her life, and she's doing a fine job with little Jack. Also tell her true love never dies." Wow, that just there. That was so good. You gotta agree with me. Just that moment was so good. I cannot believe they actually put that in there. It was really well done. But yeah, that's kind of the orphanage stuff. I really liked it. I do kind of wish Grace was there, but I think Lillian and Abigail could have a shot at running it together, and I think that's really good with Gabriel helping out and the townspeople helping out too. Okay, so we also have going on. Ronnie wants to buy a car, but he ends up using all of his money to impress this new journalism person in town. I forget his name. Does he even have a name? I'm not even sure what it is, but I'll talk about him in a second. But he uses all of his money to buy a dresser because the one at the hotel is broken. He wants to impress this fancy guy. On his way back, the kids see him with some reindeer, and they think that he is Santa, and that kind of sets up this whole thing where the kids all think Ronnie is Santa, which was a cute little storyline. And then it kind of, well, not much here. I think it was just meant to be funny, and I think the kids, once they found out that he was not Santa, they were really upset, but then they had their own feelings. It was cute. And then meanwhile, Tess is being kind of annoying. She's being Scrooge here in the sense that she's not letting anyone have Christmas off, and anyone who doesn't want to have it off, who wants to have it off, is going to get fired. So she fires Lucy from last season, and she fires Hank. And she's having these memories of her and Chuck because this is her first Christmas without Chuck. She's mad at Lillian. Well, it turns out Grace wanted to stay in London for the holidays. So Tess is mad at Grace for keeping Chuck there, and she's also mad at Lillian for not persuading Gray to come back home for the holidays. I am kind of confused. I thought Grace thought this orphanage was kind of her home in a sense, and it was just kind of felt out of character for her to not want to come home for the holidays, but it's fine, things have changed, I'm sure, with her. That's why I do want to see her again, just to see what her and Chuck's life is. I'm pretty sure down the road we'll get a guest appearance, or maybe she'll come back as regular. But by the end, Tess is able to give some jobs back, and that's great. It gives people their jobs back. And I feel like we kind of missed a step there. She does give the bike to the kids. I just feel like I wanted to see a little bit more redemption, like before the redemption, if that makes sense, because I almost feel like it just kind of happened out of nowhere. But I think it was good for us to see some development from Tess, because I feel like she was so grumpy last season that maybe this new season she'll be in a better mood overall. We also have going on Maggie's friend, I forget his name, but he's that journalism famous person, is in town and persuading her to come and work with him somewhere far away from Brookfield. And she's reluctant whether to accept, because she's kind of been comfortable being the nurse in Brookfield, so she's kind of debating whether or not to do it. This guy was interviewing a lot of people in this movie, so maybe he'll have some significance later on, but Maggie decides that she's gonna stay. Which was a good decision to make. I think the actress is pretty good. She's funny and she's goofy, which I think is good. it looks like they're setting her up with Sam, maybe, from last season, who liked Lillian. So maybe he's out of the picture of Lillian and he's more possibly will get with Maggie or something like that, which is a good thing so we don't have to deal with love triangles because they were kind of hinting at that in season 1, and I'm glad they're not going in that direction again. Also, what we have going on is that, I mean, that pretty much summarizes everything, but we also see Cody's back with Abigail, so that was kind of sweet. I do think there's a chance those two might stay on for the rest of the season, because I doubt they're in season 9. I really don't think so, because they were busy filming this, so I'm not sure. We also have going on Joe, the store owner, the mercantile of Brookfield, pretty much, is, I guess, flirting with this Debbie girl who's selling baked goods. So there's a potential romance there, I guess, for the future. And then this Lucy girl, the foreman at Tessa's ranch, is flirting with this guy named Hank, who also works there. And together they're able to get their jobs back, so that was cute, and saw a potential couple there. I do wish we could have actually seen some of these relationships go somewhere, because I kind of lost track of it too. Another thing that this could be my fault, because I actually could have gone back and watched season 1 if I wanted to, but I really had trouble getting into the vibe of this again because it's been so long since I've watched season 1. So it's was really tough to get into the spirit and get to know the characters again. But pretty quickly we got to know them, and that was really good. So that's kind of it, but overall this was a really cute special. Again, I think this is the direction that When Calls the Heart should go in. More mature, less love triangles, more emotional moments, and I really hope Lori Loughlin, aka Abigail, stays in the show, because that would be great. So comment down below what you thought of this movie. Merry Christmas, everyone, again, from the Wimpy Studio, from me to you. I love you guys. Thanks everyone for watching, and bye, everyone. Thank you.